I know you played basketball. You were a captain in high school, right? You pitched for the baseball team, but Browns, Baker Mayfield finally went to the playoffs last year, won in the playoffs. How excited are you? Apparently, you're a big time Browns fan, so tell me about that.
We're going to the Super Bowl. It's plain and simple. I mean, after last year, Kevin Stefanski coming in, putting a winning mentality onto the Browns organization, a winning mentality that we did not have for way too many years, trying to figure out what the dynamic is. Where's our franchise quarterback? Is it Brandon Weeden? Is it Brian Hoyer? Is it Johnny Manziel? No, it's Baker Mayfield and the Kevin Stefanski combination. And not only that, the superstars that we have on our team, I'm talking about Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, Austin Hooper, and that's just the offense. Then you want to go to defense, Myles Garrett and Clowney. Let's put it this way. Myles Garrett is going to be the defensive player of the year. You heard it here first. There's no way anyone can double team him with Clowney on the other side. So the Browns are going to the Super Bowl. We figured out how to win, not only in the regular season, but in the playoffs. We almost beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. And now week one, our schedule just came out and we are going to beat them their first week out. And I looked at that schedule and I looked at it and I said, all right, 10 easy wins, no doubt in my mind. 14 are decent. Well, it'll be a hard time. Maybe they lose, maybe they win. 14, I think they could win 14 games this year. But I do think they're going to the Super Bowl, and I do think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I saw that free agency, we addressed everything we needed, went to the draft, and honestly, it was in Cleveland. First time I wasn't excited about a draft because we weren't a top 5 pick. And people are like, are you excited? I'm like, honestly, we have starters. We have all the starters that we need. We are getting backups and people that are going to steal the starting spot from whoever has that spot at the time. So I'm excited about this season. I'll finish it like I started it. The Browns are going to the Super Bowl.
I could see a little bit of the Miz in Baker Mayfield. He's a confident dude. You're a confident guy at that quarterback position where you got to command the huddle. You got to be a leader in the locker room. Sometimes it can border a little bit on arrogance, a little too cocky. How do you think Baker handles that?
I think he's doing a tremendous job. I think the role of Kevin Stefanski coming in there, and if you look at it, people are like, is Baker Mayfield going to be MVP? And if I'm honest, I don't think so. And the reason being, it's not because Baker Mayfield can't do it. It's because the Browns are a running offense. And whenever you have a combination of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, two of the best running backs in the entire NFL on one team, I mean, this is like a Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen, and the Oakland Raiders day. This is like Super Techno Bowl, when you want to be the Oakland Raiders, except for it's the Browns, and you want to be the Cleveland Browns, and you want to be Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And I think they're a running team. Run first, and that's how you control games, and you control the clock, and you win.
All right, man, you said it. So I'm just going to go to my local, whichever odds maker it is. I'm going to take the over on the Cleveland Browns, and I'm going to go Browns Super Bowl. I like it. I know you had an opportunity, I don't know when it was, but to throw out the first pitch at an Indians game. And, man, you fired a strike in there. Like, you see guys go out there, and they throw out the first pitch, and it hits somebody or it bounces. You threw a strike. What was that feeling like for you?
Whenever you can go into the progressive field where I grew up watching, like I actually grew up with the Municipal Stadium, which is now torn down. But I remember when it was called Gateway and or Jacobs Field, and when we were in the playoffs and I couldn't even get into the field because it was so packed that I had to go to a concert place where they were showing like live feed of the baseball game. And I remember there was a couple years where you couldn't even get into the baseball game because it was so packed. And growing up as a huge baseball fan, I always loved playing baseball. I was a pitcher. And whenever I could go and stand on a mound where, like Major League Baseball pitchers, like I feel like not even my heroes, but like people I looked up to and was like, hey, I'm Dave Stewart today. I'm Dennis Eckersley. Those kind of pitchers. Whenever you can get up there and fire a fastball in there and hit a strike, there's no quite feeling like it. And now that I've done it like 3 times where I've thrown the first pitch. I might start throwing a little junk. Like I might start throwing like my split finger and not tell the catcher just to see if he can catch it. And just to like, it's funny. Whenever I go and throw, I always tell whoever's there, I go, honestly, I think they're going to sign me after this. Like, and is it weird that a little piece of my brain thinks maybe, just maybe, I might throw a heater and they might see me and go, hey, look, let's give them a shot. I don't know. Could happen. Probably not. But it's a dream.
Throwing strikes, Miz. As long as you keep throwing strikes, because I see a lot of the problem in baseball now is guys can't command the strike zone. They're firing 100 miles an hour and they're hitting batters. So keep throwing strikes. I'd love to see a splitter though. All right, I got to ask you about leaving college to go do reality TV. Did you ever imagine way back when, 20 years ago or so, that would set you up for all the success that you've had in the transition into WWE? Did you even get resistance maybe from family, friends? You're in college, you're like, hey, I'm going to go do Real World. What was that like?
So when I tried out for the Real World, it was kind of laughable because 60,000 people at the time would try out. There weren't all these reality shows on television. There was no Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. There wasn't streaming services. It was only like reality shows were like Survivor, Big Brother, and the Real World. And to be on that show is just, especially a kid from Parma, Ohio, going to Miami of Ohio, it's just not going to happen. It just doesn't happen. And when I tried out, it happened, but it didn't just happen. It took like 6 months of trying out. It took so many different casting like sessions to get to where I was actually casted on the show. And once I was casted on the show, I didn't ever have an inkling that I could be a WWE superstar or anything in entertainment. All I thought was I'll go do this show, go back to college, and after college, go do the things that I've been doing. But once I did the entire show, it was like 5 months of filming. I came back and my mind changed. And it got me thinking like, do I really want to go back to college and be in business where I'm not really happy? Or do I want to pursue something that is kind of a dream and it's not supposed to happen? Dreams are supposed to be in your sleep, not supposed to be real life. And I said, I'm going to pursue this dream. So I went out and I found a wrestling school in California, moved to California, was broke, found a way to pay. I won my first challenge that I did. And I used all the money to go to wrestling school, acting classes, improv classes, nutritionist, and trainer, because those were all the tools I felt I needed to be a WWE superstar. So I was finding tools. Like, this was a pipe dream. This is not something that was going to happen. It's just, if the opportunity presented itself, I wanted to be ready and prepared.
Well, that was money well spent. As you transitioned into wrestling, was it difficult for you to gain the respect of your peers? Did they view you as, hey, that's just a reality TV guy? Did you have to kind of earn your way? And for the fans too, as well.
Not only did I have to earn my way through Hollywood, like nobody at the time, so at the time when I was on a reality show, this wasn't the like, people wouldn't be like in Hollywood, be like, oh yeah, come audition. Oh my God, you have such a fan base. They were more like, no, we don't want, people already know your life, know who you are. Then how can they believe the character that you're going to be portraying in my film or TV? So I couldn't even get an audition. And then as far as wrestling is concerned, a reality star going into wrestling was laughable. Nobody wanted me. I feel like the WWE universe, as we call our fans, didn't want it, because they were like, look, it's like a fraternity. It's like a group, like an organization. Like, we're all part of this group and we don't want you in it. And so, yeah, I was an outcast for quite a while. And honestly, I still think that I have that burning desire to be respected in the industry of WWE, as well as Hollywood, as well as all of entertainment. And I feel with everything I've done, I've done it to the best of my ability. And now I'm starting to get that respect. and get people talking to where, wow, like Miz has talent, not only in a WWE ring, but if you put him as a host, if you put him as an actor, if you put him in a movie, you put him in a television show, you know you're going to get a great work ethic, and you're going to get the talent that I've worked for. Like, I didn't just develop, I wasn't just talented like this. I had to work for every ounce of talent that I have, you know, acting classes, improv classes, wrestling school, studying each and every time I watch a movie, I can't even watch it. I'm studying like what the actors are doing and how they're doing it and why they are doing it and what makes them them. So it's all a process in my head that it's hard to explain, I guess you can say.
When was the moment you felt like you've arrived, that you've been accepted in that ring? Was it winning the WWE title? Was it headlining WrestleMania? At what point?
No, at that time, are you kidding? Absolutely not.
Really?
Second time I won the WWE championship was the first time I thought, okay, now I belong here. I belong here. Not only do I belong here, but I belong in this spot. And everyone, from when you hear your peers tell you it and you can feel it's real, that's when I started getting it. Yeah. I remember when so a couple months ago, I did an interview and I said, I just don't feel like I get the respect. And Jimmy Uso came up to me and he goes, dude, I respect you. And it took me back. I was like, wow, like I've never heard that from a WWE superstar in that manner, in the way he did it. And I was like, wow, like, you know, And that was kind of like, that felt like the start for me. And then more and more people started asking me advice. It was like, you know, when people start asking you advice about certain things about their career and you're giving them advice and they come back for more, you know, you look at it and you go, wow, like people do respect my opinion and want my advice. And when you hear you give advice and then they go out and do your advice and you see them succeed, there's a whole new pride that you have. Like, wow, I have this knowledge that maybe you didn't realize you had. And now I've realized I've had it. I want to make sure that, you know, any younger talent that wants to get to where I feel like I am at, you know, I know how to build them. I know how to get them there. And with every match that I do, I always go out and do my best I possibly can.
Tell me a little bit about your reality show with your wife, Maurice, The Miz and the Mrs. My wife and I had an opportunity. We were on the first season of Marriage Boot Camp, and then they did a spinoff, and we were about to have twin daughters. And when they followed us around as she was pregnant, that was a challenge. The first day we brought them home from the hospital, we were done. We were like, get the cameras out. We're done. We can't do this. You're a young, young dad. You have two young girls, but you're able to do it. You two are able to do it. How challenging is that to have cameras following you around? I know what goes into it, and I couldn't, but you could.
I was on The Real World 20 years ago. I know. I mean, I was before, like, you know, reality is what it is today. You know, The Real World is as real as it gets on television. Like, I spent 5 months with a camera on me 24/7. So with Ms. and Mrs., when we set out to do this show, we wanted something real, something that people can relate to. But a lot of our drama isn't like filled with venom. It's filled with comedy. And I wanted to put out there something that was real, relatable, and funny and family friendly, and something that my entire family can do. And honestly, it's brought our family closer together because we have control of the show. And the ratings have said that they love it. Like, the fans love it. Like, our ratings have been through the roof. You know, and I was shocked, honestly, when I first when we first put the show out, you know, we didn't know what to expect. And then to hear all the positive feedback, it's like with me, I get a lot of negative feedback on Twitter and any type of stuff. That's all I ever get in WWE. But when Ms. and Mrs. came out, it was like the only negative feedback was it's not long enough. We want an hour of this show. And it made me like, wow. And not only that, but my dad's getting a little notoriety. My mom, Marjo, my mother-in-law, they're all getting notoriety. You know, I get to see my daughters grow up. It's almost like a home video that's professionally done. And I love it. Like I love everything that we do. You know, we never put our daughters in like situations where they're uncomfortable. Most of the time they're just smiling for the camera and have a blast. And we all have a blast. Like the only time my dad ever wants to come visit me is when we're filming Ms. and Mrs.
Well, everybody can catch that on the USA Network. What is it like being a girl dad? I tell everybody it's the greatest feeling in the world. My girls are 6 years old.
Are you kidding me?
Awesome.
It is the best. I wouldn't want it any other way. I love having two little girls. They're so precious to me and they're beautiful. And when you come home from being gone for a day, an hour, a minute, they run up to you and go, Dada, Dada, and give you big hugs. And there's nothing like feeling that love from your daughters. It just fills your heart with such love. Yeah.
Hey, it's awesome, man. Miz, tell me about the work that you're doing with Lotrimin, because listen, you're a confident dude. And nothing worse than having stinky feet. You put on them wrestling boots, and I'm sure that there can be there can be a little bit of odor cut. So what are you doing?
Not with this guy. This guy does not have any odor in his boots. I smell terrific because I keep my feet very beautifully done. Like my feet are ready to go. I feel like my feet are a very important part of being in the ring and my success. Like without my feet, you know, being well kept, you know, I may not be where I'm at today. And so when Lotrimin came with me with their Go With Confidence campaign and said, look, we want to do something with Souls for Souls, which is a charitable organization that find sustainable jobs as well as get shoes and clothes to people that are in need of it. Like I have a ton of shoes and some people don't even have one pair of shoes. So to be able to be involved with this kind of organization, as well as eBay for charity, you know, we decided that we were going to do this Go With Confidence charity auction where I'm going to sign a pair of shoes and you can win if you bid up high enough, as well as other celebrities are going to autograph a pair of their shoes. And all the money and proceeds will go to Souls for Souls. And as a matter of fact, Bayer is going to donate $1 to anyone that buys a Lotrimin daily prevention product. And every time you buy one, they'll donate $1 up to $50,000. So whenever you have a charitable cause that is for something great that benefits somebody else, you could always sign the Miz up.
That's awesome, Miz. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your time.